Look, we have discussed ad nauseum wealth redistribution. We have discussed ad nauseum inheritance tax. Now, if I may, let us turn to the third spear of the Congress trident with which it plans to stab a billion Indians, appeasement. And let me clarify, the trident belongs not to the Hindu god Shiva, but to the Roman god Neptune, befitting Congress. Anand, right since this nation's pulse was controlled by Mahatma Gandhi, we have witnessed minority appeasement, sometimes as virtue signaling, at other times as placation of victimhood. And as always is the tragic outcome. The Hindus have suffered. From Khilafat movement to Rangila Rasool to Article 35A to reforming only Hindu practices through Hindu code bills to school curriculum to Hajj subsidy to ignoring Child Marriage Act to Shah Bano to the Waqf Act to the Places of Worship Act to the RTE Act to the Communal Bill. Every single time the minority has been appeased, it has only emboldened them for further blackmail at an enormous cost for their own community. What is worse, it has made our prime ministers to go on and declare that minorities, particularly the Muslims, have the first claim to resources. Yet they continue to ride the appeasement horse and accuse Modi of communalism. Anand, I will either have a divided India or a destroyed India, had screamed Jinnah. While he managed the former, the Congress is intent upon managing the latter because appeasement doesn't encourage welfare. Appeasement encourages warfare, and this time the Congress has yet again gone too far. Let me explain. Backward classes are grouped under category 1, most backward, category 2A, relatively more backward, category 2B, more backward, category 3A, backward, and category 3B, relatively backward. There are as many as 36 Muslim communities already that get reservations under categories 1 and 2A. And in 1995, the Devagowda government gave 4% blanket reservation to all Muslims under 2B as well. It was only in 2023 that the BJP government scrapped this 4% quota for Muslims under 2B. Matter is pending before the Supreme Court. That has stayed the BJP decision. And now the Congress government has reinstated this very quota, saying that all Muslims can avail of this quota. Thing is, as backward class commission is now protesting, why then are Muslims also placed under the other two categories? Please remember that the Supreme Court, through a 9-judge bench judgment, has fixed the upper limit of reservations to 50%, 15% for SC, 7.5% for ST, and 27.5% for the OBCs. This is separate from the 10% reservation quota for the economically weaker section. Yes, Muslim classes have previously also been included in the OBC quota in not only Karnataka, but in every state. Yes, BJP governments, two BJP governments have withstood this, that all Muslims are given reservations under 2B. But to say that every Muslim of Karnataka yet again belongs to backward class and can now avail of reservations is just bizarre and makes a mockery of the real purpose of why we have reservations in the first place. And the fact that we were all right for this for 30 years, including, as I said, two BJP governments in Karnataka. This is simply bizarre and unacceptable.
See, if you're looking at class, that means education and your economic ability. That means if you are backward, you don't have money and you're not educated. That should apply to anybody and everybody. How does that feature a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jain, Parsi, whoever it is, Sikh, whoever it is? You should just have a simple pad. Either you are educated or you're not. Either you have money or you don't. If you are not educated, if you don't have money, then you should get a particular quota and you should be. So it's purely a have and have not game. Why bring in caste and community? Then let everybody sit down and say, let's have 50% reservation for the economically weaker sections. That is what it is. That's the whole idea. Why break? And the other thing, if you are identified by caste, then how can you be identified by community? If the class identification is supposed to be for those who do not have money, then it cannot be broad brushing Muslims. It has to be, again, there has to be an economic qualification there. Muslims who are making money should not be part of this quota category. Just like we have a creamy layer problem in the Hindu groups and in the caste group. It's the same thing.
Brilliantly said, Anand, but if I may take 5 more seconds, I can understand Devagowda government wanted to appease the Ashrafs and that's how brought in all Muslims under 2B. I can understand that. I can understand that the Congress government maintained the same. But please somebody tell me, why did two BJP governments also accept all Muslims under 2B until Bomai government scrapped it in 2023? For 30 years, including two BJP governments, were fine with it. Why?
No, and the other thing is this inheritance, the inheritance come under. because you've already put all the Ashrafs into the backward class category. So you can't have the inheritance applied to them. You can't have wealth tax and inheritance tax applied to them because they are already in the backward class category, irrespective of how much money they make. What a brilliant game this is. Sardar R.P. Singh, would you want to answer this?